So now I'm going to be joined by some people to talk about stewardship. So you guys come on up. And I know you guys are on the edge of your seats to talk about money, aren't you? Isn't that why you came today? Like, why are we doing this? Okay, authenticity is one of our core values. And so we just want to be authentic about how we are utilizing and stewarding the money that God has richly given us. Micah is part of our stewardship team. Tom has led stewardship since before Public Church existed. Here somehow, I don't know how he did that. And David is mentoring me in stewardship and the Beyond Project. So we're going to let the tallest guy go first.
Okay, I guess that would be me. We started this 3 months ago. We gave an update on where we were after our May numbers came out, and we wanted to just keep communicating with you where we are as a church with our giving and our expenses. So let's look at this first graph there. So this is for 2022 through the end of August. So on the left there, you've got our income is 77% of our budget, and our expenses are 70% of budget. So we're actually doing well there. Obviously, we would like for our giving to be closer to 100%, and we would be able to have some more margin there. We are happy about that, but we have some work to do. And on the next slide, we've just to orient you there, the blue is this year, 2022, and the gray is last year. So we just wanted to show you how we're doing compared to last year. So giving is up this year. A lot of that is due to money that you've given for pledges for the Beyond campaign. Mm-hmm. That is a big reason for the increase there. And then our expenses are up, but not as much as our giving is up. So I would say if I were you, like Tom, okay, I see your graphs, they're great. But what about, just shoot straight with us, how are we doing? So I would say, we're in a better position than we were this time last year, but we're not all the way to where we want to be. So that's the update on this year.
That's awesome, Tom. Thank you for doing that. And so I want to turn our attention towards the Beyond Project, where we are building. And the vision for this is that we create spaces where Jesus impacts people beyond the room. Because it's not about a building, it is about life change and people being impacted beyond the room. So here is a rendering of the future. Come on, it fires me up every time we get to see that. Some of you may be seeing this for the first time. Just look into our future. But for phase one, we have 3 focuses. Number 1 is more public kids space, also a multi-purpose lobby that we can use, that our community can use, and expanding this room some. But the focus is our public kids space. You may be asking, like, why? Why do we need more room for public kids? Well, last week, we actually took what was our team room upstairs and we transitioned it into a public kids classroom because we're running out of space. And we needed more room, and that is awesome. Can we praise Jesus that we have kids around here and families that we get to invest in? So we're good for like now, but next week, no, I'm just kidding. But in the future, we want to be able to come alongside more parents and families and serve more kids. And one room is not going to do it, but this building is going to make that possible. So I'm excited about the life change that is going to come from that. And if you're wondering, how do we go from a cool rendering to an actual building on the lawn? David. Not by David, but he can tell us.
I'm going to do it. No, this is where the pledges came in. Tom mentioned that a big part of the reason that we're ahead of last year is people contributing toward pledges they made with regard to the Beyond Project. And this is the goal that we have. $163,000 was pledged, and here's how it's coming in. Next slide shows we are at the, as of the end of August, we're 2/3 of the way through the year. And where we are with pledges is not 2/3, it's like a little less than half of the way toward the goal. Now, if we expected every month to be the same, then we would think we should be at 67. They're not all the same, but still, that's a good thing for us to keep an eye on. Let's look at the next one, and we can see the individual months. Sure enough, they're not all the same. There's up and down, and the gray line is just that number. If it was all identical, that's where we would be. And you see we're a little behind there. Next graph shows cumulatively, there are good things right there. There's the darker line is where we are, and you can see that it says we are over $75,000 contributed, and that's a good thing.
Yeah.
the top line says, we're a little bit behind where we would like to be, and hopefully by the end of the year we catch that up. That little gap right there is like $32,000 right now, okay? So there's more to do, and if you don't know where you stand with regard to a pledge you made, or if you'd like to get involved making a pledge, then email beyond@publicchurch.com, and that'll be handled confidentially just between you and somebody in the office to let you know where you stand or to get you involved. And we'll hear more about this on a day in November.
Yes, on Beyond Sunday. And can we give it up for his laser pointer? Come on, I just wait for it. He's got it going on, Professor David Harkins. So yes, Beyond Sunday, we're so excited about this opportunity to take a tangible step into the vision God has given. So there's one phrase for Beyond Sunday for you to remember. It's this: generosity accelerates vision. Generosity accelerates vision. And the vision is about life change. It's about impact beyond the room because it's beyond us. So here's how what Public Church is doing is impacting our family and our home beyond the room. So as we as a church are focused on the gospel this month, as our public kids curriculum is focused on the gospel, Whitney and I felt like we need to make sure our 3- and 4-year-olds know the gospel, at least as much as they can at that age. So our family focus this month is to help our boys know the gospel. And I'm telling you, I am being changed by what's happening here, and I'm being changed in my home. And we want you guys to be changed too. And we want people that we don't even know yet, they're gonna show up 2 years from now to have a space for their kids and to be changed at home. That's what this is all about, that life change. So how do we get there? As David said, fulfill your pledge. This is a huge step. And then as we move towards Beyond Sunday, I just want to invite us to all pray this simple prayer. Jesus, how can my generosity accelerate the vision? Just to be praying now, Jesus, how can my generosity accelerate the vision? Because November 13th is going to be one for the books. God's going to show up. He's going to display his faithfulness, and all of us are going to go, man, I am so glad that I was there on November 14th because of all God did.
And as I was praying about what the Lord had for me to share today, I really had this thought in my mind, like share about my love. And then I had this verse from James talking about wisdom. And I was like, God's love and wisdom, how do those relate? But the verse is, anyone who lacks wisdom should ask God, who gives generously to all without finding fault, and it will be given to them. But when they ask, they must believe and not doubt. And so as I was thinking about God, like, how does this relate, love and your wisdom? And I realized this beautiful promise of when we ask, God promises to give wisdom on the condition that we walk with it, that we say, God, give me this wisdom and help me to walk it out. And then we step into that. We wouldn't say, okay, give me your wisdom. And, oh, wait, I didn't realize that was the wisdom you're going to give. I don't want to follow that, and I do my own thing, but that we'll walk with it, follow in his ways. And so that applies to giving too. That as we give, we'd say, God, what do you have in mind for us to give? And whether that's on the upcoming Beyond Sunday or in the past or today, that we'd believe and trust that he'll give wisdom on what that looks like, and then we'll be able to walk that out. So if you want to give, there are 3 ways to give on the screen. You can set up reoccurring giving through PushPay. And let's talk a little bit amongst ourselves while we're giving about maybe one way God's been faithful recently in your life.